votes are in. The evicted house guests will have a moment to pack their belongings and say their goodbyes. By a vote of 5-1, Josh, you are safe. I'm sorry, sure you have been evicted from the Big Brother Victory House.
For me, Cherie and Carlo I found out about other deals they had going on and told me that I was not high on their totem pole and I couldn't trust them. I couldn't keep that around. So Cherie had to go, even though I had to vote her out in her face, you know. What was she gonna expect calling me out in the middle of a ceremony? Like, that's not how you win over people. I was hoping, you know, honestly, if she could have gotten some votes on her side, I would have gone with her. But it wasn't in the cards. I really did want her to stay over Josh or Carlo because I felt like I had a good working relationship with her. It's unfortunate she had to go. But that's the game.
Alright. House guests, the power is up for grabs. This competition is called Wall of Symbols. Ben, as outgoing head of household, you are not eligible to compete. On a wall, somewhere on the Big Brother Victory House compound, is a sheet of 50 hieroglyphic pieces in a certain order. House guests, you will have to remember the order and you will have to recreate that sheet on your own boxes. Once you believe you have all the pieces in the correct order, you will say, "I'm done." Everyone will pause wherever they are, and we will check that person. If you have all correct, you'll be the new head of household. Does anyone have any questions?
So we find the sheet first, and then study it.
Oh, so we have to find it wherever it is?
Yes. It's
Okay.
outside. It's somewhere on the Big Brother Victory House compound.
Had to search for a paper that had a set of 50 hieroglyphics in a certain order. We had to run back and forth and put hours into that same order, and it was a lot of fun.
So we had to run, find the chart that was hidden somewhere in the Big Brother house, memorize that, and recreate it on the boards that were given. So in order to do that, you had to make multiple trips back and forth to the location. So you're running, trying not to run into bushes, trying not to run into people, and then once you felt you had the pieces all where they needed to go, we got Alan to check over those.
Done. Pause! That is incorrect. Fuck, okay. Keep going! Done. Pause! Pause! I think pause is missing, I think. That's correct. That's incorrect.
Done.
Where, every one of these goes? Yeah. Pause! Pause!
Can't remember anything now.
And I'm missing the one.
That is incorrect.
Damn it!
Keep going!
Wait, I'm not done.
Nope.
Wait,
Pause.
stop.
It's pause. It's
Sorry.
pause. That is incorrect.
Right.
Check this. Pause! That is incorrect.
Fucking A!
Try that. That is incorrect. Fuck! Something is not right. Done. Done. Alright, Josh first. Pause!
I think I got it.
Pause!
Wait.
Pause, pause, pause. That is incorrect. Keep going.
I got it.
Pause. Pause, pause. Don't look at your boards. Well, I'm done.
It was intense.
What's it
All for 3 pieces that needed to be moved around. I could have been the next HOH. But that's neither here nor there because my secret partner, not only is she still in, but she is now the HOH. So I feel like I'm in a very good spot with her. I'm trying to work it so that I can keep Josh and Carlos safe and convince them to start working with her a little bit more. And hopefully we can get some of Ben's people up on the block as a means to backdoor Nathan.
Like I tried to make up things I can remember, you can tell the month by looking at the tree while wearing a helmet. That's how I try to remember those things. The 2 that I mixed up were gold and bronze. You win a gold medal first and then bronze. Really? I'm so frustrated with myself because it's like I was that close, and it feels like I'm that close every time. And it's just so frustrating because it makes me feel like, everyone's out there beating me, but it's not like they're always beating me badly. I'm right there, and it sucks.
It was a memory game, so we had to first find a board with a bunch of symbols on it, and then we had to run back and forth from the board to where we were able to put all of the symbols in order in the different locations. So it was running back and forth, back and forth. It was mentally tiring more than physically tiring for me personally. I just wanted to get as many things memorized and each running back and forth.
I am pretty happy for this round. I'm not completely comfortable, but I'm happy.
Do you feel safe?
I feel like I have a good shot. I don't feel safe. I don't think I will ever feel safe again in this game. But Ree and I have been, at least I've been working with her. I've been trying to pull her under my wing this whole game. She's really doesn't have much of a backbone in terms of making decisions and sticking by people she's loyal to, though. So I'm still gonna have to work on swaying her, but I think I can do it, with the help of everyone else in my alliance. Hoping beyond belief that Ree targets Dustin with Carlos as a pawn. I want Dustin out. I have no working relationship with him. Carlo, I feel like I can still have a couple moves I can make with him. Dustin, I have nothing. He's dead to me in this game. Unfortunately, we just never had a working relationship, and there's not going to be one at this point. So we got to keep our final 5 strong.
But Ree having it, I feel 75% secure, because the first reason is she's theoretically in an alliance with myself and several other people, and at this point I can't even keep track of how that's working. But I know that she was supposed to be in it as well as Nathan. She's got a game face on that I haven't seen before, and I went in that room and I was like, this is the real you. This is who you've been waiting to unveil at the end. Ben and I know a little bit about each other's superpowers. I might have told him specific, but I tried to keep, I think I might have kept something vague. I can't remember. We both, we're in a 2A alliance. I know he's in other ones. He's even told me about other stuff he's in. He is probably playing me and lying to me, but he thinks he's not going to win because he thinks the jury's going to vote him out. So he says, look, we've been on top 2 together. We've been talking about it since we got here, and because we were secret partners, and now he's like, I still want to get to top 2, Matt.
Well, Dustin assured me that everything would be fine, because he told me that they've been working together the entire game because they were secret partners, and I did not know about that until just now. Also know that there are 5 people in this game who have a secret power that has yet to be revealed, Dustin being one of them. We know that Ben has a power, we know that Nathan has a power, we know that Matt has a power, Dustin has a power, and Ree has a power.
Are you worried about any of that?
Yeah, I'm worried about Nathan and Ben, what their power might be.
Alright.
Because if all goes well, one of them will be walking out the door this round.
Trying to talk with her, and apparently she's going to put me up on a block as a pawn again for the third time. First time it worked out great. Second time it almost backfired and I almost got sent home. I found out that they actually switched the vote because it was between Maureen and I, and they were either going to vote. They were going to vote to save one of us, and so apparently it was Maureen up until like right before voting. They all decided to switch it up and save me. So I almost got sent home, and so this time she said she might put up Nathan because she feels like people like me and I'll stay around. But that's why it sucks so bad. It's like people like me, so they just want to throw me up as a pawn because like, oh, we'll be able to save her. But it just sucks being up there so many times. For the main purposes of my game, just because I feel like he doesn't like me, Dustin, I would like to see him go first because, well, I voted to keep Ben in, and over him there was 2 votes, but I told him point blank right before he asked if I could have his vote, but I told him point blank before, I was like, I'm sorry, I was like, I've got to vote to keep Ben in because him and I had a obvious connection. We, couldn't leave each other's side for a while. But yeah, so I straight up told him I didn't lie to him, but I still feel like ever since then he's kind of like not liked me as much, or his like demeanor's changed a little bit, so it makes me nervous.
I don't like being head of household. It's hard, and I don't like. So I am putting up Susan and Josh.
Alright, and who do you want to go for?
Josh. If Josh won, I would put Nathan in. And if Susan won, I would put Nathan in likely, or ask her politely not to use her veto because she's so well liked and I want to keep her around.
Right. So, as I said, this is the nomination ceremony. I said that really weird. Ceremony.
Little Abby.
One of my duties as head of household, if this is good enough for you deaf people,
It's for America.
is to nominate 2 people for eviction. I will begin by calling first key. See? That person will pull the next key. You're safe.
Matthew, you're safe.
Nathan.
Thank you. Dustin, what's
Okay. I have nominated Josh and Susan. Josh is clearly person who's here, just walked recently, and and I'm not sure they and Susan. I haven't seen a bunch of mistakes recently that made me confident in becoming the final person here. So I guess we're just trying to.
Now pick players for the video competition.
You don't want to know my name?
Yes, boys.
Jessaray.
Well, you're in every
I am in
competition. Do you
every
want to break? Do you want to break?
I don't want to be in it, but
Okay, okay. If you want to break, you can go ahead. Want Carlo? Where are you? Okay, you're good. Okay. Sorry.
Watch this. Matt.
I said
Matt.
I said might as well put my name. How many times have I been in that bag? I just need to know. I'm gonna count later.
Dustin.
Can I use my special?
Yes. Dustin, please stand and state your power.
I have a veto card. It's right here. It allows me to substitute for one player in the Power of Veto competition.
Who would you like to remove from the Power Veto competition?
Ben.
Alright, and now Dustin is playing the Power Veto competition. That competition will take place
In 15 minutes.
House guest, this veto competition is called Spelling Veto, and here's how it works. Scattered around the yard are tags with letters of the alphabet on them. When I say go, you'll race to find the letters to return to your station. You may only bring back one letter at a time, and you may not bring letters beyond the area that I showed you that letters currently are. So you can't drop a letter in the yard and bring back. Okay? You will have 5 minutes to spell the longest word possible. When you think you've done so, you must lock in by yelling done and covering your word with your board. The person who locks in the longest word in the shortest amount of time will win. If there's a tie, the first person who locked in will win. There's also 2 tiles or tags with question marks on them. If there are question marks, they can be used for any letter.
I'm trying. I'm trying.
Yeah. Yep. Corner.
Yeah.
Out. Corner. And I'm walking in. Walking in? Now. Alright. Let's start with just Josh. Please reveal your word.
My word was plumps.
Plumps. That is a correctly spelled 6-letter word. Congratulations, Josh. You're in the lead. You're ready for 2nd grade. Wow. Susan.
That wasn't shake.
Please reveal your word.
I said that wasn't shake. I was making a joke. What'd you say? I said, you ready for 2nd grade?
That's not a word.
Wished.
Oh, wished.
Wished. Susan, that is the correctly spelled 6-letter word. But I'm sorry, Susan, you did not complete that word. But for Josh, so Josh, you're still in the lead.
Oh shit! Sorry.
I was going to go in the circle.
Poppers, which I hope I spelled right. The plural popper.
Yeah.
Like Prince and the popper guy.
Yeah. 3, 7. Matt, that's a correctly spelled 7-letter word.
I love her, but not the kind of gay.
Oh.
Yeah, not like what?
Oh, not
I got it, Amy.
Yeah, not like Dustin the popper.
What? I thought
umbrellas.
Dang.
Dustin, that's a correctly spelled 9-letter word. 3. You're up next. What word did you spell?
Dangers.
Dangers. That's a correctly spelled 7-letter word, but I'm sorry, Ree, that's not enough to beat Dustin's word. Carlo. Alright. Yay!
Congratulations, Dustin. You are the winner of the Power of Veto.
One of those nominations. At this time, I would like to ask each nominee to tell me why I should use the veto on you. Since you chew it, I'm going to Josh first.
Welcome, Dustin. I would love to do. Congratulations. Umbrellas is one heck of a word. I would appreciate if you use the power veto on me. If you do, I would never ask you to tell a Pepsi story again.
Let's go. I don't know. I'm not gonna win that. It's not when I just write that down. I hope I don't have like
Episode title, right?
Congratulations on winning. That was awesome. You did great. You know, you knocked me out. I mean, it's okay.
I'm the headbutt girl.
I know. You got a hard head. So anyways. Why I don't get it? Oh god. Okay. We're going to talk here. Next. You're a great person. You already know that I think very highly of you. You already know the one time that I've done something, and I was at least honest with you before I have been. And I mean, I would love for you to use it on me, but it's ultimately not your game. So you choose whatever is best for your game. You choose me. You know, really, if we can. But if not, I mean, nothing against it. So, but congratulations again.
Alright, so thank you both. I have decided to use the power veto. I've chosen to use the power veto on you, Josh. So, Bree, since I vetoed one of your nominations, you're going to choose a replacement nominee. Can I finish my speech? Damn! Thank you for this opportunity, but I respectfully decline. Because I actually have super safety for the round. So, thank you, but no thank you.
Is it real? Is this real?
Yeah.
Okay.
Nathan, I will nominate you.
The vote's been great for 45 minutes.
Your secret part.
This veto ceremony is adjourned.
But you already used yours.
So, for starters, I didn't know that I was going to be nominated by Ree, and that was a big surprise to me. And then I told Dustin to work his magic and go in there and we could figure out a new target, and he was able to convince Ree and Matt and myself and him and Carlo that if anybody used the veto, they would take me down and that Nathan would be the replacement nominee. So it all worked out.
I tried explaining to Ree what was the deal with these special powers. I told her, like, look, I can nominate somebody next round, and she took that somehow to think, oh, I can get myself off the block if she nominates me, so she doesn't get fucking blood on her hands. So maybe she's so bad at the game she doesn't even understand the basic concept of when nominations happen. So I end up on the block. I have to bust my ass to try to get my votes now. Terrible ally. Terrible.
Do you think you have the votes, or do you think...
So I put my pitch out because of this whole situation. I have to, as if I haven't flipped and flopped enough, I have to flip and flop again over to the other side.
So right before the nomination ceremony, or the veto ceremony, Ree ran up to me and was like, she was freaking out because Nathan was telling her that he had like some big power, that he, like, if she nominated him, it wouldn't stick and he would come down. But I mean, that wasn't true, and I knew that wasn't true because he had already told me what his power was. His power was to, I think it was to add a third nominee, or like to put someone on the block, but it had to be at the nomination ceremony before the veto ceremony, or before the veto was played. So it was too late for him to use it, which, I mean, let's be real. She's been a wild card, and the fact that he nominated her just a couple rounds ago, probably not the best idea to not use that this round. But I digress.
So I won this, and I used this, and now because I used this, somebody's going home, and their name is Nathan. Yes.
No, I said Matt and Ben, I feel like and Carlo. I feel like I would have them three. So then it's me and Nathan on the block, Nathan and I on the block, Reed's household, Dustin, and Josh. Okay, yeah, so I don't know where Dustin and Josh are. Like I said, I feel like Dustin's out for me, so he could do that. But then also I heard that Nathan has some special powers, so it also makes me a little bit nervous because I don't know what it is. He said he has my back, but we'll see.
We'll see. Thank you.
Thanks.
I would want Nathan to go. Okay. So Susan is just someone who's well liked that I can count on people not wanting her to leave. Cherie showed us some inside information by exposing that he kind of blatantly lied to her face. He didn't have to do that by any means, and that worried me. I've heard a lot of things about little alliances here and there, and I don't know if I can 100% trust him.
Stronger than like after today. When you roll and swing, just the swinging and yelling at me, like after that, our relationship is kind of, I don't. I mean, I fucked up in this game too. I just never quite felt like the relationship was back where it should have been.
So I went to Josh, Carlo, and Dustin. Carlo and Dustin, who I haven't talked to in the past round because I had burned them with the Cherie vote. And I have to be like, hey guys, can I have your vote? Because be really nice. So I offered them up Ben, basically, and I offered them a week of control. Because I said, if they keep me around, I will stick with them, and I'll use my power next round to get out Ben or Matt, whoever, if they end up winning HOH or whatever. And if I win HOH, I'm going after Ben and Matt. I hope I was convincing enough to them. I really would stick with that. I don't really have much of a choice.
Now he's trying to work a deal with me and with Carlo and with Josh to where if we keep him safe for the next round, he can use his power to put a third person up on the block. Well, sweetie, if you were in a better place with us, that would be all fine and dandelions. Sure. But because you're not, you're getting ready to go. Your power's going to be thrown out. So, no. Sorry, Nathan. You're going home. You did it to yourself.
The three of us just want to, well, we need to talk, like the three of us.
I understand, you know. And I'm not promising it at this point.
Yeah, no, that's fine. Let us talk. Let us hash it out.
Okay, so just went downstairs to talk to Susan, and I was like, when this is done, you need to decide where you want to be, because you've been with him this whole time, but his loyalty is going to be more so to Matt than it is to you, and she's still on this whole thing where she wants to be closer to Ben, and she's like, if you have to get rid of anybody, I feel like it'd be smart to get rid of Matt first. And I'm like, you know what?
Here she goes.
Like, girl, we just three.
But I almost think we should go ahead. We should get rid of Matt.
Dude, what does she want you to do?
No. She wants me to go.
Yes. What's wrong with that?
No, I don't want that. But you were just talking about.
No, I'm saying like going forward.
That okay. All three of them will be playing for the. I mean for the HOH.
Susan, Matt, Ben.
And the three of us. Well, we won't choose that one.
Yeah.
But if one of us three, I mean, I know you can't play it like that. You can't play things like us. Like I always say, you can't play the game scared. I mean, it's up to you guys, because if you guys are built that way, I'm not gonna vote like the other way.
I pretty much all but gave my word. And I just feel like I'm voting to get rid of him. I get it what you're saying, though. There's just been other stuff, and there's too much.
I didn't hear what he said, and I really don't care to hear. But your power is useless at this point. Because you won't be here for another nomination or eviction.
What he's saying that if he stays, he'll use it, not that.
And that's a pretty big if, and that's an if that we're not using. You're going home. Sorry about it. You shouldn't have fucked up when you did.
So is your plan gonna go through, you think? Is that what you still want?
So, see what happened was, I found out at the very last minute of some powers. Didn't know exactly how they worked, and wasn't 100% sure of how my plan was going to go, but it did go the way I wanted it to. I do feel bad for stripping Ben of his power, but in the end, I believe that'll help me. Then we have Nathan, who of course is not happy with me, but I do think it's a benefit for the rest of the house for him to go. He is currently trying to campaign, but everyone loves Susan, so she'll definitely stay here. I would be completely surprised if she went home, and disappointed too. So it's a crazy time being head of a household. I don't know if I like it.
The votes are there to take out Nathan. If it was up to me, he probably wouldn't. I probably wouldn't want him to go this round, but I'm not gonna go after Susan. Like, she and Matt have had my back when nobody else has, and like even when they could have justified not like turning on me, like they still voted to keep me. So I'm not going to throw either of them under the bus. So what I'm trying to do now is put together a plan for the next round just in case it's a speed round or there's some kind of craziness going on. If it was a speed round, I'd probably put up Josh. I think a lot of people are in agreement that Josh and Dustin need to go soon.
But the more I think about it, I think it would be, even if I didn't win, like to be in a final 2 with Josh Hudson would be really cool. Only because, again, you've got somebody that's played many seasons, done many things, and if this could be the season that he wins, even if I make it to the final 2, to say that I finally made it to the final 2, not just a member of the jury, that too would be beneficial to me. Like, it would be meaningful to me because I've actually progressed further than I ever have.
I think I need to keep Dustin close. I think that might be it for right now. Carlo, of course, I mean, I will work with him as long as it is necessary, but I don't think that I would want to sit next to him in the finals. I think that he's just, I don't know. I don't know why. I just don't want to sit next to him in the finals. But I'm trying to keep everyone as close to me as I possibly can. I'm trying to keep Nathan close. I'm trying to keep Ben close. And I'm sure at some point it's going to blow up in my face, but for now it seems to be working out okay. Now it's me, Carlo, and Dustin pretty much versus Ben, Matt, and Susan. But I think that I'm still, in my mind, watch me go on the block again, but I just feel like I'm still kind of in the middle of both of those alliances. And the funny thing is that the entire first day I wasn't aligned with, I didn't really talk to Dustin and Carlo at all. And that was my strategy coming in. I didn't want to be associated with the vets. I told all the newbies, all the ones that I could talk to and pull aside, that my goal, if I couldn't win the game, was that I wanted a newbie to win the game.
Did you really mean that?
Of course not.
Who would you like to see in the final 3 if you were to make it? Who would be the other 2?
As silly as it seems, I mean, I wouldn't mind going with Ben because I just don't think that he can win this game. I don't think that he could ever get the votes from the jury to win this game.
Special powers, special twists, secret partners, secret myths. This week, paranoia has run rampant, but if you aren't paranoid, then you're probably going home next, unless you have a special power. Because this is Big Welcome, house guests. We have a special guest, Jessie. How's it going?
Great.
How are these players doing so far?
They're okay.
Irene, is this your first head of household? How does it feel?
I kind of hate it.
Yeah.
It's a lot of decision making, and I should have gotten pen and paper to figure everything out.
Well, as you know, this is Big Brother, and as we all know, is anyone ever truly safe?
No.
It's now time for the eviction ceremony. Reed, you have nominated Nathan and Susan for eviction. At this time, we will give each nominated house guest a chance to tell their fellow housemates why they should be saved from the chopping block. Susan, you're up first.
Hi. So it's us being up here again, but I mean, I respect each and every one of you guys. I've had so much fun, playing with you guys and being here all weekend. This, I really truly feel like I've made a lot of great friends, and I really, really like that. And I really enjoy each and every single one of you. I would absolutely love to stay here and continue to play with you guys. I feel like I've been, I have been putting up a fight and showing that I do want to be here. And I don't know, I just want to leave. I love this game. I love you guys, and I've been trying to, be, loyal been faithful to like all of you guys. I'm not trying to lose myself in this game, even though it's hard. It's going to happen at some point. I've been doing really well so far, but I just feel like, I haven't backstabbed anybody. And I'm trying not to, but I haven't done that to like any of you guys. I've like tried to be upfront and honest with everyone. So I would just really love to stick around and continue to play this game with you guys. Thank you.
Thank you, Susan. Nathan, you're up. So first of all, this has been an absolute blast. I love this game, and it's been an absolute pleasure and blessing to be able to play it. And wonderful to get to know all of y'all. However this goes tonight, I'm not going to take anything personally, but I put my pitch out there. My life is in your hands. For some of you, for the people who I put my pitch out to, it's going to be your best interest to keep me. I really do believe that, and hopefully that you'll, hopefully that will follow through. So, anyway, good luck. Thank you, Nathan. Hospice, it's time to vote. But first, this is a fast forward round, and within the next hour, 2 more house guests will be leaving the Big Brother Victory House.
In addition to one.
2 more house guests will be leaving the Big Brother Victory House. Ben, you're up. Please follow Josh to the diary room.
Best friend code. I vote to evict Nathan.
I vote to evict Nathan.
I vote to evict Nathan. No one yells at me and lives a night in this house. Goodbye.
I vote to evict Nathan.
Sorry.
I vote to evict Nathan. Sorry, buddy.
House guests, the votes are in. The evicted house guests will have a few moments to pack their belongings and say their goodbyes. By a vote of 5-0, Nathan, I'm sorry, you have been evicted by your brother.
Y'all must play nice after this. Don't make it personal, it's just a game, it's all good.
Yeah. Thanks for playing, though.
Think before you make a move, girl. No, man, win some props, dude.
You don't think you were actually the target?
I don't think I was actually the target.
Okay. Who in there is playing the best game?
No one's playing a good game right now.
Who is the biggest threat, though, that no one's talking about?
Susan's a threat. She's under the radar right now, and it's dangerous. So, I don't know. I think she can go pretty far. I think Ree is not in a bad spot. Depends whether she can lock down the enemy or not. So,
okay.
The girls, I think, one of the girls, I think, will win it this year.
All right. Thank you, and